Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to episode 127 of DevChatter. My name is Brendan, as you probably figured out because it's right below me, and this here is DevChatter. So if you're new, welcome. Feel free to follow along. You can find all of our code out on GitHub at github.com/devchatter, and I included a link over there in the chat. Blub, hey, welcome. Love the pumpkin emote. Trank, I saw you say hi, hello, and Zultralord as well. Hello everyone. Glad to see there are a lot of people here in the chat, and love seeing those hype emotes there, Ultralord. Very, very good. Hopefully everybody's having a great start to their weekend. It is a Saturday, and we are going to be doing some C# and JavaScript. I want to continue a little bit further on the project that we started with Guy Royce on Thursday today, so that's probably what we are going to spend a good chunk of the time on. And programming in C# and JavaScript. I've been spending 9 hours on Azure stuff. Trank, that's really cool. Love me some Azure stuff. Okay, so we are working on a branch, and we started creating a new thing. Bring that over here. Let me make sure we get everything set up. We got GitHub going. I made a couple of changes, drew a couple of new things. Anybody who has been watching in our Discord or following on GitHub would have seen that I made a couple of cool changes. Yeah, Blub, there's a potential security warning that I'm not going to deal with yet. So all we need to do is update a version of... Here, I'll show you. I will show you the security alert, and you'll see why I'm not doing it yet. Basically, one of our projects is referencing a specific version of Microsoft ASP.NET Core.app. And yeah, so... The one change that you need to do is, like, you just need to increment this version. Well, this code runs on my computer, so I don't need to worry about it yet, so I haven't actually fixed this one. Obviously, if you were deploying this project somewhere, you would want to update that version. So, since it's not being deployed, I haven't dealt with it yet. Basically, I just need to do one extra branch, commit one thing, and it'll be cleared up. It's literally increment a version number, and there's no breaking change. Yeah, Trank, exactly. I just haven't done it yet. Okay, so, a couple of other things people mentioned. I linked to the Discord, so I mentioned that because I've been making some changes to the project, and I want to tell you all about that. And the way I'm going to do that is this. I was working in here, and so I made this. This is my barrel. That's that barrel right there. This is a new barrel with fire in it. This is a little ugly pizza thing that I made in addition to our tacos. So that's more food that we can pick up in the game. I made a new version of the taco that's a little bit more like our normal pixel style that I did for our other stuff, so it looks a bit more like it. I need to get some shading or something in it, make it look a little bit nicer at some point. But I also made, this is a pile of tires. And then I made a pile of tires with a fire in it. And I was debating whether it looks better with lighting on the inside or not. And so that's a variation. So I did a little bit of pixel art stuff for this one. Fun stuff, which reminds me I need to update the tags for this stream, because it does not automatically give me any of my old tags that we had from last time. Whoops, I don't want that tag. Educational and pixel art. There we go. Since I did pixel art for this, we'll use the pixel art tag. Tags have been updated, everyone. Okay, let me catch up a little bit on chat. You're programming in Java. Awesome, yeah. So we're not doing Java here, but it is very similar to C#, and good stuff. Yeah, Trank, that's the exact problem that you can run into, is you upgrade and then some other dependency requires that you downgrade again. Okay, so that's the basic pixel art stuff that we've got, and I've got my little zombie that we created before. Okay. Let's take a look at Karma Lightwing. We're not doing Java today, but someone else in the stream does Java. Hey, Greendolf. Welcome. Glad to see a lot of familiar faces here. Glad everybody's making it in for this nice Saturday stream. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. Gonna open up our game real fast. So this is the game we're creating. And this obviously has not been merged into master because this is the overlay right now. So I can't turn the overlay on because this has got to be here. So Janisku, the goal for Solid Saturday today is that we're doing a Don't Repeat Yourself. So it's a dry episode, which means that I'm not doing one of the repeat solid ones just now. So here's what I want to do. I need to make a couple of changes. The first change that I want to make is exactly, Greendolf. The funny thing is, I thought about making it so that I could do dry. I thought about doing dry a bunch of times. I thought that would be fun. Why isn't he going? Derp. Wait, I made a change. I bet it's that change. Yep, is within bounds is not defined. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't run right now because I left this in an incomplete state. I was messing with the code. That's me. I'm gonna fix it. Alright, so is within bounds returns that, and then we need to say this dot is within bounds, and this dot is clear of obstacles. So then when someone says can move to, we'll call those, and that checks to see if there is someone in your space. Don't repeat your sales. So spams the same commands. Exactly. Yes. You got it, Chief. You got it. Alright, so here we go. Move right. Derp. Still failed. Oh, I called sprites instead of this dot sprites. Sprites, every sprite is in this location. That code's the previous code, so there we go. Okay, so he just bonked into the taco. And he just bonked into the taco again. So, he now cannot step on that taco because I did not define the taco as any different from this guy. So, we're now colliding with other objects. So, if I move right, I should eventually bonk into this zombie. And we will just bonk into each other forever now. So the zombie and I cannot actually get each other. There's no actual interaction that we've done yet. So need to figure that out. What do we want to do for it? For now, we're gonna call this Sprite Collisions. So we can now run into stuff. Let's add some things to the level as well. So we'll call them obstacles for now. Whoops. We'll copy the taco to be an obstacle for now. Let's open this up. This will be obstacle. And for the obstacle, I want to do a random selection of a... that is a great point, Karma Lightwing. Here's what we're going to do. You're totally right. That is some chat spam that we're getting out of that. So I am going to change the name of this to be the game room. for games with the bot only. Okay, so now our chat room should have been renamed, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go. So I'm in the chat. Let's pull up the game room, which has a bunch of other stuff in it. And the bot should be able to watch that room. Let's not commit the obstacle just yet, because the obstacle's just a taco right now, because it's got an image of that. Let's go to the move command. Wasteful move command right here. Let's take a look at the chat client. On whisper received, on command received. Let's go to the Twitch chat client. We're going to take a look. I think we need to add a message received. Yeah, we don't have that in here just yet, so let's add that. On message received. Well, actually, can it receive commands in the other room? Let's find out. Connect. Chat client connected. Let's open up the I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna open up the mud branch because I think we did this already in there. There we go. This ought to have it. So this whispers to me and tells me my channel ID that it connected to. So inside of, which method is that? Twitch client connected. So right in here, we did a join channel rooms async like this. I'm going to steal that. We hard-coded in the room ID until we could actually make that work. It pulled from both sides. I copied both sides. Derp. Let's do this. No, LNG grinds. We were just doing that for debugging. Because I needed to pull out the ID, and so that was the way it would tell me my ID, as we were hard coding that. Because it wouldn't give me back my chat rooms. And so since it wouldn't give us that, we had no other option but to hard code in the room that we wanted to listen for. So I'm going to change this to be not an async. This is just going to be join. We're just going to join a channel room. We're going to pass in the ID of the room we're joining. So extracting that as a parameter. Oh, what a beautiful parameter name. Yeah, LNG grinds. That was. I don't need to pull that. That's in our settings. That was in there. That's in a commit from where we were testing to try to connect to a room, and we were running into some issues with TwitchLib with that. So this will be room ID. So there's a GUID. And they're just taking that as a string. Yeah, room ID. So if there's an actual problem right now, we were just writing that to console because it was a debug sort of thing we were doing. Let me ask... don't want the v5 reference. I want the Helix references. New Twitch API? Okay, thanks. Yep, they even though it's Helix here, it didn't say Helix out in that upper page. So thanks for that thing. Reference, and for this, we want to look for chat rooms. Wow, what a scroll. So I don't see room in here at all. Maybe they don't have it in the new API yet. So new API might not be fully up to date, so we might not be able to get that yet. So we're gonna keep using the v5 one if we have to. But yeah. Don't worry, LNG Grinds, you are not the only one. Alright, so that might work. Let's find out. So that'll join us into the room. The question is, once it's in the room, can it see does it recognize those as being commands then? So I just killed the bot. Yeah, hang on, Janiscu. But yeah, we're not gonna actually work on the mud right now because we're working on this one. I do want to complete that at some point, but derp, hang on. And at some point I need to draw a little pixely tile for our rogue game. Okay, here we go. So that's running again. Let's open up this chat room. Yep, good job with the derp there, Janiscu. Let's see. Okay, so it does consider these to be... So once it's joined in this room, you can do this over here. The one thing I need to do is I need to get the chat bot to not send those messages in the chat when it replies. I need it to reply to the same room that it was talking in when it received the message. So that means I need to go look at where it receives the commands. So we can now send messages from there, which keeps a lot of the spam out of the chat. Command received event args. That is not a useful piece to look at. I need to look in here. Send message, get direct message. On command received, to command event args right here. So what do we have? We have, so these are the event args we received from TwitchLib, and I want to say source command arguments, chat message, command identifier. So that's the exclamation point. That's the message they sent. Does this have more details? Channel, cheer badge, message, room ID, there it is. Boom. All right. So I need the room ID to come with this. There we go. Okay, so we're going to start setting this room ID on our internal event args. So our event args don't include all their stuff, and part of the reason for that is that we want to make sure that that we can work in another system. So we don't want to have all the things like bits on there, because then that ties us to Twitch. So other services don't necessarily use bits, so we don't want to be on that. Okay, so room ID. There we go. Now, when we reply, let's do this. When I send a message on this, Twitch chat client, that's theirs, right? Twitch chat client, send message. Let's take a look. Oh, TwitchLib, I'm coming to look at your source code. Alright, so in the TwitchLib chat client, let's take a look at send message. There's the interface. Twitch client, here it is. Okay, so they receive a channel, joined channel, or they receive a channel, they get the joined channel based on the string and then come back here. The question is a joined channel also a room? Joined channel, Looks like they treat this as the ID for, like, that is the room ID. Is that what everybody else is seeing? That that's the structure they use to create a room, or like a channel ID? Yeah. Well, that's annoying. They don't give us a way to do that as far as I can tell then. So if I want to send a message with a room, then I have to send it that way. So, optional room ID being sent to this. Yeah, rooms do belong to the channel, Bear Potato. Yeah, exactly. It's just weird that they then don't expose a way of actually getting those or sending a message to a room, as far as I can tell. Well, derp, sorry, Potato, Nightbot got you. Yeah, the message actually sent to Twitch, yes. I meant the Twitch lib library isn't exposing that, Bear Potato. Yeah, so Twitch does expose it. You are correct. You are correct. Yeah. We'll say channel ID equals, room ID is, equals null, then it's underscore settings dot Twitch channel. Otherwise, it is that string that I stole from there. So the channel ID is either that one or this one. And channel ID is underscore settings dot channel ID and room ID. Yeah, because the options they give me is either the channel, so they give me that, of which I'd have to pull joined channel. Maybe, hang on, wait, do I have that value when it joins? Let me take a look. No, see, this comes back as nothing. Join room doesn't give me the joined channel back, so I have no way of sending that in. I don't know why they even provided that. Why is that an option if I can't use it, guys? Okay, so in theory, if I specify a room ID on this, then it should work now. So let's go up to the interface real fast. And we'll say send, I meant this. Send a message with an optional room ID. Then if we go here, yes, I'm going to hard code this for now, and then we're going to extract this as a setting for this. I just want to see if this works at all. I'm just taking a guess that that's how TwitchLib's going to handle this, and then I'm going to ping one of the TwitchLib guys and be like, hey, why do I have to do it this way? Alright, so now we're going to optionally pass in the room ID. I'm going to kill the bot. So, sorry bot, you're getting shut down. That way I can do a rebuild. Because I want to make sure this actually got changed. Whoops. This would be a problem. Is this getting used at all right now? I don't think it is. Let me nuke that, because I think it's gone. Wait, what? Buffered. No. I am confused why it needed that there. That was an optional parameter. I should not have needed to specify that? Oh, an expression tree may not contain a call. Oh, okay. Hang on. Derp. That's annoying. That's annoying. So I can't call it with an optional. All I can do is this. I would have to do an overload instead of an optional at that point. Which is way less nice. So this is the one that gets that. This is the one that doesn't have it. And it's just going to call send message, message, null. Like that. Now when I go to this thing's interface, I need to add back in send message without a room ID. There we go. So we now use an overload instead of an optional argument. Basically achieves the same thing, but less nice. It's kind of annoying that the expression tree required that, but meh. Okay, did I do anything else weird? No. We've added in that new parameter, but other than that, things should be fine. Riley, hello, welcome. Hello, what's the best program to use for C? Riley, you mean what's the best program to use to develop in C? And by C, did you mean C or C sharp? Just to clarify here. Just C. Well, there are a lot of people that like Vim and a lot of people that like Emacs. You could technically probably write C in just about anything, since you really just need a text editor. I'm a big fan of VS Code for that kind of stuff. Feel free to take a look. And I love how Bare Potato is just like, VS Code, correct answer for everything. Can't totally fault you there. VS Code is awesome. That is correct. And a lot of that really does depend on personal preferences as well. Okay, so it can still send those. So that's nice. Let me try in the chat window. So I'm over here. Wait. It didn't reply. Dang it. Hey, ThinkBot Labs, welcome. Let me change your compiler choice. VS Code is great. Yeah, Karma Lightwing, thanks. I wasn't going to do the troll there. And Riley, I also have, if you look along the side and down below, you'll find links both to Pluralsight and DevIQ courses that I have made, in addition to stuff on YouTube. So, lots of good stuff. Schmeliork, yeah, VS Code is way faster, so I can understand why. Yeah, I know a lot of people that dislike how long Visual Studio can take sometimes. Get this running. Yeah, it's not replying at all. So, we getting any output? Just says that it's running the move command. Alright, well, in that case, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to drop this breakpoint in, and we're going to find out what happens when we try to send that message. It is totally possible that I got the wrong room anyway. Now that I think about it, let me confirm that that's the room ID. Close this. Twitch API. Whoops. Twitch API. Get chat rooms. Alright, what was the 0B ends in elf, basically. Yep, that's the ID. Alright, so let's do this. Move right. We get in here, that should have the direction right. Send message have a return value? Nope, it's void. That's a weird one. Actually, let's go to our chat client. Let's confirm that it joined the room at all. I'm gonna do this. Let's make sure it joined the room. Karma Lightwing, I think that's on your end. Wait, what the? Oh, okay. Yeah, Gather, that is totally true. VS Code has gotten much better at that. Okay. Room should have been joined. And it should send out this message. That's the channel ID it should have gotten. Huh. Well, TwitchLib, are you working or not? Log, naming channel, room. Does channel ID and room ID? Send a message. Yeah, not sure on that one. Yeah, Bear Potato. There are some challenges with using someone else's code, because I could just go and write the pieces that just connect in there, and I don't need to be as generic as TwitchLib does. So I can get away with some extra stuff. So I'm gonna call that. We're not gonna send out the message into that channel, but we will accept a message from that channel because I know that works. So what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna remove that message for now. And actually, I'm going to do it with this. Turn this back on when we can respond in a room. So I can simplify this again. I don't need that level of complexity. We can put this back the way it was. And I'll confirm that it gets switched all the way back by checking with source control. It'll tell me if I missed anything. Okay. So that is just a message telling us to do that later. Room ID coming back should be on there. I like that. Oh man, I should have looked at that. I'm gonna look at that. Hang on. Before I undo this, everyone, before I undo this, let me see what that value was. Chat client, no, message sender. String room ID. Hang on. Now when I'm in the... where did it go? Waste, move, command. There we go. I want to look down here. That breakpoint is in place. Args, room ID. I'm gonna chance that this is what it means. We'll see what it comes back with. I don't know what it's gonna specify for the room ID, but my hope is that it gives me the room ID in TwitchLib's format, so I can reply to the same one. Hey, Will Bennett. Welcome. That's what the bot says when it arrives. It's funny because you did it. Alright, here we go. This attempts to join the room and succeeds in joining the room. So there we go. Hello world, the bot has arrived. See? Will got it exactly. Then I want to send a message from that chat room, which means I go over here and I say move right. That's not the room ID, that's the channel ID. Oh, they called it room ID though, I thought, didn't they? Yeah, they called it room ID right there. Oh, yeah, sorry, Karma Lightwing. As Will Bennett mentioned, that is a null coalescing operator, which basically means if the value on the left is null, use the value on the right. Let's see, what is in here? So that's the chat message. Channel is what I want. That is really dumb. Room IDs, not channel. Those are flipped. What in the heck? No sense. No sense at all. Oh, yes, very much so, Karma Lightwing. It is useful all the time. Null coalescing is one of those just... Whenever you run into a null and you just want to be like, yeah, if this is null, just use empty string or whatever, it's great for that. And Fuel Stable, I agree. C# 8's going to get us that, though. Okay, so we're going to set that value. We're going to get back here. We're going to pass in room ID. Using the value they gave us, so it should be right, we hope. Let's go ahead, debug this one last time, and see if it works. If it doesn't work this time, we're going to throw that out and put it right back to the way it's supposed to be. There we go. So joins the room. The bot shows up. That's great. I jump over into the chat room. I say move right. Comes in here. That's a room ID if I've ever seen one. And it says nothing in the room, so still doesn't work. So that is a bummer. It will not send it over there. Okay. So we're removing this again. We're not calling that. We're going to go back to the Twitch chat client. And we're going to remove this one again. So just a simple pass-through now. So what are we doing? We have our note to self to get later. We specify a room ID on those arguments. I think that's going to be useful long term. So I'm good with just adding that in. That's joining the room, of which this value needs to get extracted. So we're going to pull this into a configuration. So in order to do that, here's something you guys haven't seen in a while. I'm going to open up my app settings JSON file, and I don't have to be worried about opening this on the stream because these values are all secrets. Twitch room ID, secret. Now on my other monitor, actually let's do this. Hang on a second, everybody, while I go ahead and change a value. We need to make the Twitch room ID And it's not that this one's necessarily secret, per se. It's that, we don't want to share this with everybody else. So this is a file that doesn't get committed. So that's the value in it. So there we go, and we're back to coding, everyone. Hey, there we go, no longer hiding anything. So, when I do this, I can underscore settings dot and say Twitch room ID, which doesn't exist yet, but is about to. Hey, Bear Potato, welcome. Thanks for following. I thought you already were following, so that's a surprise to me, but welcome all the same. So there's Twitch room ID, which should now automatically be wired up, and all we had to do was add it to those settings. Well, how'd you find me today then, Bear Potato? How'd you know I was live? Speaking of which, I actually would love to know how everybody found the channel at some point. I do like knowing that. Where'd you come from? How'd you find us? Were you just browsing around on Twitch and said, hey, that guy's frequent perusal of science and tech. There you go, Bear Potato. That works. Good chance of finding my stream that way. I stream 4 times a week for a couple of hours each time, so frequently on here. And you usually find a few dozen people in here. We usually average about 45 viewers or something like that most streams. We're a little light today, but no big deal. Okay, let's hop over into that chat room that we were in right here. Let's move this to this side, that to that side, and let's watch this game happen. Get that shifted so that's all on screen. There we go. So, that guy makes chase nicely. And now he will just bonk into me trying to move up every time. So, cool. So we can move around on the screen a whole bunch. I think I may shrink the level, actually, a whole bunch. Because we made that level really big. And I think I just want to make it a little bit smaller. So I think we're going to make it slightly narrower. So just shrink the height a little bit. So I'm going to come down here, and that is in Canvas Properties. View Data. And that is the wasteful canvas. Which, minus 42 would be 252. And then on this one, we made it really big. So 1176 minus 42. $882. Make it way less wide, so much smaller canvas now. Cut a whole bunch of cells off of that. Can I just refresh? Nope, it's got it cached. So let's clear out that cache by killing the bot. Sorry, bot. I kill you a lot. And we'll go ahead and try to start this. It's probably going to fail the first time we try to restart here. That's fine. We'll restart it again. The reason for that is because I'm actually... So we're running this in IIS Express, and I am like super killing that. But it takes a little bit of time before IIS Express totally clears out everything that was in there. So I sometimes have to do a quick restart again. So see, that one's going to fail, but this one should succeed. Should be able to deploy it. There it goes. Yes, Karma Lightwing, the bot gets murdered frequently here on this channel. There we go, much smaller. Which actually makes me realize I need to begin that zombie. So zombie.js, not quite so far over. I'm going to start him 15 over. So he'll start there, I'll start there. And let's make it so, one thing I want to change. So first off, let's get this committed. I want to make the zombie not come after us until we get closer to him. So we're going to make him not recognize us right away. So this is going to be allowing us to send messages from the other room. So allow commands from game room. So we're going to allow commands to come in from the game room. This one is start zombie closer. And that's going to be random eventually. He's not going to have a default assignment. That's just so that we have the basic setup for playing the game. And I haven't created the obstacles yet, so we're not actually going to do anything with those. But now that he's a little bit closer, let's randomly generate a few obstacles. So I started creating this. We did an obstacle. And for now, I'm going to start off the obstacle with just a... How about the burning tire thing? Or the burning barrel? I don't know how many of you were here at the beginning, but I made a couple of little images for us to use for some interesting stuff to put around the level. So we're going to put in a barrel fire. And we will go ahead and start this wherever we want. So we'll put this at an X of 8 and a Y of 4. Hey, Brave Cobra, welcome. So then on our grid, where do we create these guys? Oh, it's not in grid, it is in wasteful.js right here. When we create these, let's go ahead and create a new obstacle. And I need to go to the page, and we are going to add this to the page as well. So where's Taco? Right here. And it is going to be obstacle. Go back to the page, refresh this, and there we go. So now we have barrels in there as well. So, cool. Hey, Wall Streeter, I see you sent a message. I will read that in a second. That's interesting. It seems like the first thing the zombie does every time is move away from me. Get me now, zombie. Get me now. Zombie can't get to me. I tricked him. We tricked the zombie. Nice. He's caught on the other side of the fire, and he will not be able to figure out how to get to me, even if I keep moving. Anyway, I'm a web developer, mostly PHP, sometimes use Python. Very cool, very cool. And you have a question, what is the best way to store an AES encryption key? What do you mean by, where do you want to store it? I don't know for those ones where you would. So I usually like to store things in, you know, well, preferably some kind of encrypted location, but certainly not in the source code or directly in the database. I don't have a good answer for you on that one, Wall Streeter, as I don't use those frameworks very often. Toxinus, hello, welcome. All right. Yeah, sorry about that. I will suggest this. If you want to ask that question in the PHP room in our Discord, there is a PHP room. You might be able to ask in there, and someone might have a good suggestion. So, add in obstacles, which we're going to need the AI to understand that it has to move around an obstacle to get to you. So we're going to actually have to implement pathfinding. Yeah, no guarantees that someone will have an answer, but we do have a PHP room for just such types of discussion. And anybody else that's interested in chatting with any of us outside the stream, that is a nice way to do it. Okay, so so clearly we can set that up. There's a little bit of border and everything there. Seems to work. We can hide behind a barrel and that guy can't get us. We're all committed. Let's do this. In the wasteful game, when we set up, so this is the beginning part here. I kind of want to make, I'm assuming I can call a method in my constructor that will push on items that I want to do. So this dot underscore create obstacles. This dot underscore grid. Well, no, it's going to have the grid, so I should create underscore, what did I call it? Create obstacles. There we go. This underscore grid. Let's do this. I'm gonna make a basic for loop. It'll be I, because we're just gonna create like 10 of them for now or something. That I equals that. Because we're not actually going to use the variable, it really is just going to be an iterator for that. And we'll just push on a new obstacle somewhere onto the grid. And let's go in here. We need a random location that the grid allows. Yeah, no, Brave Cobra. The canvas isn't too large, but there are other things on the page that are going to make it take up the whole space. So that's actually what that one is. Bear potatoes. Yeah, if you want one, ask for one in the chat, and someone might be able to set one up other than me. Like I can get one later if not. I usually like to think that storing it in the non-destructive room for the storage unit is a good start. You still have scroll bars, canvas tubing. Why using this keyword? Oh, Brave Cobra, I have to use this because I need to. It has to define that it's talking to the class. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Quiet Challenger. Yep. Okay, so. Do I do it here? Where do I? Thank you. Math.floor, math.random. Times. Okay, so math.random gets me a number between 0 and 1. I need a number between 0 and grid dot grid. What do you expose? Hang on, what's the grid expose? Grid, what are your publics? You don't tell me the size. This underscore max. We're going to do this. This is going to have a method that'll return back a... Oh, yeah, no, Brave Cobra. We cannot refactor them out of this. They are required. Yeah, exactly, Brave Cobra. That's in JavaScript. They are required here. So What is this? Get random location. Get random open location. Whoops. Okay. That'll return a an XY. X is 0, Y is 0. So that's what it's going to return, X and Y. Like that. And so I will call that from not here, but inside of the obstacle. Get random open location. Let location equal that, and then we'll do location.x and location.y are those. So we're going to ask the grid, where can we go? Yeah, fuel snable, nice. Why not do all this in Alex? This is all in JavaScript. This is JavaScript. We're in JavaScript. The active tab colors threw me off. What about TypeScript? TypeScript not fuel snable. No, TypeScript's fine. I'm just not using TypeScript. We're using vanilla JS here. Oh, Quiet Challenger. Oh, why not do the whole project in JavaScript? That's, I mean, I don't know. I like C# and .NET Core. It's pretty nice. We could have done this whole thing in Node. We started the project actually out just in C# without any JavaScript really. So we were originally a console application. So that'd be a pretty significant change. Not to say we couldn't make it, but doesn't seem super necessary. So this ._max x, it's going to help us get our okay, so that is a random x value right there. So let random x equal that. Let random y equal this one. Oh, I could do this the dumb way. Wait, does JavaScript have a do well? I don't know if I've ever used it. Do while this dot is clear of obstacles. Random x, random y. Do this in here. Does that get a semicolon after it? I can't remember. I may be going crazy. I'm gonna check chat. Just see if you guys are like yelling stuff. JavaScript is the final language, so sooner or later this will be 100% JavaScript. Nice, Fuel. Yeah, JavaScript's good. I like the language. Random location that isn't occupied. Indeed. Yep, it seems to have it. But what am I getting yelled at about? Missing semicolon. Okay, cool. I thought that's what it was yelling at me about. It doesn't like the fact that I used it outside of the block where it's declared. So I can do this. At which point I might as well do this. Let random x, random y, and I don't really need to set them to 0 because we're immediately going to replace those. And then we're just going to say do that while this, and then use them down here. And then it has no complaints. This max x, this max y for x and y. I think that is going to do it. So inside of obstacle, we say get random location, which it's going to do. We're going to assign those into those values, which it'll then use. And then that'll get, and then out on the wasteful project, we create 10 of those. Okay, here goes. Moment of truth, everybody. Are we about to have a whole bunch of burning barrels, or is it going to error out on us? It's going to error out on us. There we go. Create obstacles is not a function. Because I double underscored it. Derp. There it goes. It only got me 3 of them. What? What? Two of them didn't put in the people. Player gets added first, right? Wait, why did I put that in items? Was I always pushing it onto items? Does items do anything? I remember you saying something about liking Java before. I don't mind Java, and I don't really have much problem with most languages. They all do certain things well. There's a reason people are using a language, and I think it's really just not a great idea to just bash other languages. It doesn't make you seem like, oh man, you know, Bob is brilliant because he says so and so language is terrible. I mean, it's not, you can dislike a language and you don't have to use it. You don't have to criticize people for using another language or tool that you don't like. So fuel stable is correct. I don't like every language. I'm not going to use every language, but they all do something well, and there's a reason people are choosing them. And I tried Kotlin a little bit. It's interesting. I like it. I would love to use it more. Quiet Challenger. So it's one of those. I don't have a strong stance on it. I didn't mind it, so we tried it out a little bit on our stream, and I was like, yeah, this is kind of interesting. But there are a lot of languages like that. F#, for example, I need to dig into that more as well. There's a lot of cool things you can do with a lot of languages, and definitely need to learn more of those. So why is it randomly putting these like right on where my dude is like every time? Why are those the only random locations it can seem to pick? Yeah, those are the only spots it's choosing. New obstacle. Grid, get random location. math.random times. Hey, Echo Strike, welcome. Thank you for the third month in a row of the Twitch Prime sub. Much appreciated. The benefit of Kotlin over, for example, Scala is faster compilation time, which is a big thing, I agree. And Echo Strike, I am going to spam some hype in the chat, as well as do one of these over on there. See, look, it's hype. Thanks, Quiet Challenger. Let's do this. I want to see what is going on in that code. So, JS, wasteful game, grid, get random location. Okay, so I come in here, step, 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 random 5 and 0. Oh, son of a gun! Derp. I derped it. I totally derped that. I know why it's causing a problem, everybody. I'm amazed no one yelled at me about this one. Derp. Hey, J-Steph, welcome. There we go. Fixed. Awesome. Alright, so random obstacles created. It just assigns some spots where it's going to put in obstacles. It is totally possible for me to surround the player right now, and I am not too worried about that. So, there we go. Obstacle. Wait, what? Did that change? I don't think that changed. Why is it saying that changed? Whatevs. Randomly place obstacles. There we go. Yeah, I think I said hi to J-Steph, but welcome. Let's see. Let's not forget that Kotlin is going with multi-platform and plays nicely with Java. That is true. Are we declaring Java dead anytime soon? Quiet Challenger? I don't know. I think Java will probably be around for a while. I can't expect it to actually disappear completely, but we'll see. I am waiting for the DevChatter WebGL GLSL stream, though. Fuel Snable, yeah, there will be some stuff where we get to that point, probably at some future. I am trying to figure out how to pronounce QUH, but hi all the same, which I'm gonna say Q. I don't know, but if you let me know, I'll try to say it right. But welcome, hi. Can you shoot the zombie? Brave Cobra, not yet, but we're about to. You and Ox, welcome. Thank you for that follow. Greatly appreciated. If anyone else is enjoying the stream, make sure to hit that button so you get notified when we go live. And yeah, Fuel Snable, we will definitely be doing something with WebGL at some point. Brave Cobra, shoot the zombie or leave traps. I agree. We definitely want to be able to shoot the zombie, and we want to be able to lay traps. Q. It is Q. Awesome. Welcome, Q. And thank you for that follow. Hey, Katrina. Welcome, welcome. Alright, so, we are randomly placing some obstacles on the board. Let's figure out what happened. Let's see if we can. We're gonna need to adjust things, but I want to make something happen when we bump into that guy, and I also want to somewhere display our information. So maybe we'll make some space for that on the right-hand side. Well, I want to display some information, Brave Cobra. So let's do this. Our grid size is canvas height, canvas width divided by 42, which is not what I want to do. I want to carve out a little bit of space here. So 42 plus 42, 126, is that enough width, you think? Might be. So if we do that, where did we draw the background? Did we just fill the whole thing? Did we just fill the whole canvas? Where did we use wasteful brown? Right here. So now what we want to do is we want to fill a rectangle that is 126 wide, the canvas height, and starts at canvas this dot underscore canvas dot width minus 126. There's the 126. We will define that number somewhere. Instead of using a hard-coded number, we're going to put that in as a constant somewhere. Maybe we'll put that somewhere else better, but for now, just so that we don't have that value scattered around everywhere, I'm going to shove it there. Now let's get us a different color background for that. So instead of wasteful brown, I called it... I didn't call it anything yet. Let's call this wasteful... wasteful gray. We'll go with that for now. Let's refresh and see what happens. There we go. Okay, so we've reserved a little bit of space along the side for some information. So we can now put in a little bit of stuff like our number of lives, items we pick up, and other things like that can be displayed over there. Let me see what's happening over here. Will you teleport the DevChatter stream into Borg territory? Exactly. That's Q. You got booted out of the continuum. Nice. Max bullets, max traps. Is that a taco? Yes, that is a taco! You could identify the taco! Thank you! Glad you could identify it. That means my crappy pixel art is good enough. Let's see. If anything, Java will die because of Kotlin invading its natural hunting grounds, though I doubt it will die anytime soon with Eclipse keeping it alive and updating. Very, very true, Karma Lightwing. That allows you to create different levels of difficulty. Yes, Brave Cobra, we are definitely going to change difficulty levels and things like that. And thank you for that follow, Q. Q Continuum is so stuffy. Let's go run motorcycles. Oh, you know, Echo Strike, I just realized your egg has started hatching. So if everybody didn't notice, the subscriber badge on Echo Strike has started hatching. It's no longer just an egg, it is a hatching egg. I think Java will die like every other language eaten by JavaScript. Wheatlol isn't here. Can we talk about him behind his back? Nice, Will. Let the barrels explode. We could make the barrels explode at some point. Gotta fight the good fight against magic numbers. Yes, we absolutely do. The only thing better than good enough. Yep. It has to stay a static size, right? No resizing. Yeah, Katrina, right now we're gonna keep this at a static size. We're gonna basically fill this in, so that the idea is that if you're gonna put this on your stream, you're gonna define the size you want, and we're gonna put it in that amount of space, and we'll always be randomly building with whatever gap you gave us. So that's gonna be the idea, is we can pick a size and then sort of work with it. We'll probably always put the info here on the right, but we'll see how that goes. We might have to make that more customizable. We'll see. So we have a section for info now. And I will say, I like all the people that are here in the stream. We have a good group. I'm always thrilled by it. The import statements cannot be used in embedded scripts unless the script has a type module. Yeah, we figured that out. I got a message from Guy Royce talking about one of the changes we were trying to make. Let me do this. Make space for an info section. I want to go to overlay CSHTML, go to wasteful.js, type equals module, and once I do that, then in theory, I don't have to include obstacle like this. So I'm going to try doing this. JS. Oh yeah, no. It's October, so we're doing zombies right now, but that's not gonna. But I think we're actually gonna have a dinosaur zombie at some point, guys. We just need to take a dinosaur and make a dinosaur sprite that's a zombie. Way better. JSteph, it's hard to say whether or not C# will capitalize on the Java. Will capitalize over Java in the enterprise space. Keeping in mind that Java and C# are at a fairly similar level when it comes to that stuff anyway. So how did we say we were going to do that? Let me hop over here. So we do is we import we want to import obstacle. From slash JS/wasteful game, JS/wasteful game, and then obstacle.js, I think is what we're looking for to make this work. Cross your fingers, everybody. So create obstacle, it's that. Why did those change color? Okay, then we need to actually export this. Export a whole class? How's that work? Export class name, so we just put that before the class. So over here, export class obstacle. So now in overlay CSHTML, did I already remove obstacle? I did. Fantastic. Go me, way to be on top of it. So we remove that line, we add the word module to that one, we export that, and then we import it here. Okay, let's cross our fingers and see if this works. Do we still have obstacles, or did this break again? It broke again. Fantastic. Wasteful is not defined in overlay.js. Because it's a module? Which probably means I need to import it. So let's check that out. Let me see what's going on in chat. How many fingers? Like, where do you see the use case? Listening here. Hop over here. We're gonna go into wasteful. I think I need to export this class. Export class wasteful, and then over here I don't I wonder if I need to include it that way, or if I can just import it the same way, just inside of a script tag right here. What if I just do then import wasteful from, is that how I do it? I did not see who that was from. But thank you for the biddies, Pimplek. Welcome. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Glad to see you're here. Welcome back. I'm Q. Cool. Personal preference is gonna. Okay. Actually, let's do this. In overlay JS, we're gonna make this one a module. In overlay JS, we try to use that there. Let's import wasteful as that. So then when we try to use wasteful down here, it hopefully uses that one. Then inside of wasteful JS, import let's try this again. See if it works. Cross your fingers. Hey, that almost kind of did a thing. That worked better, actually. Does that mean that I can move them all in there? Where's the other call? So inside of wasteful JS we had this one. Can I just shift this over into this one? Nope. Obstacles not defined in that one. Okay, so it is by file, they need them. Size is not defined. Where? Grid. Ah, because we didn't import that. So grid no longer knows the size. Because we don't export fully the right way just yet. But assuming it has that, there we go. Okay, so we have some basic importing. That's not perfect, but it does seem to import. And every time we reload this, we get a different set of all this junk. Yeah, that is nice. Look at those randomly generating obstacles. That's perfect. Okay, cool. Big fan of those. Ah, Pimplack. Well, glad you had some success with that at least. I know that's one of those difficult tasks, but hey, good work. There drawbacks. Yes, Fuel Snable, there are drawbacks to pretty much every language you could try. So if we wanted to make those available, we would basically have to be exporting those as their own settings. I wonder if there's a good way of doing this. Correct way to export constants in ES6. Yes, this is exactly what I want to do. It's not exactly what I wanted. I kind of want this to be like a group of constants for all the things like size and such like that, but we'll see. Doing some module import export. We didn't get everything set up that way, but we got a couple of things, so I'm happy with that change. So bonk. Alright, so let's keep track of our data. So player, he needs to have some concept of his number of lives. Let's just start him off with let's say max lives equals 5. This underscore lives equals 3. We'll start him out at 3 out of 5, so he can pick up the taco for additional lives. Now, how do we want to display that? Update frame, clear canvas, draw background. We draw the grid, and then maybe we'll do an info.draw, and we'll make the, instead of the grid, that'll be the info section. So we'll call this info, and we'll do info.js. Hang on one second. The game needs lives, not the player. Brave Cobra, what do you mean? Oh, you're thinking that the game needs to keep track of how many lives the player has, not the player keeping track of his own lives. Yeah, we could keep track of that at the game level, instead of having it on the player object. So let's do info.js, which going to make info. Does not need sprites. Do not need random location. We do not need to add sprite. We do need to draw. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. There we go. Basic class object. Yeah, there's definitely some question on whether the game is going to track lives or whether the player is going to track lives. I think you could make a case for either one. And we can discuss. Feel free to let me know why you want it in one place versus the other. So we're not drawing sprites. We're going to do some basic text writing on here. So I am going to go steal some code from Hangman.js, where we are writing out some of this. Then how does the game know how to respawn the player when he dies? No, Brave Cobra, he's not dying. Sorry, that's number of hits he can take before he dies. So that's how many times he gets hit. So that's a different thing. Brave Cobra. There's the difference. This left x equals canvas dot width minus wasteful info width. This top y equals 0. Okay. We want to fill in text that's based on something else. Player? Life left. We will put this at what? Why won't you help me out here, JavaScript? This is the X. This has got to be the X. This underscore left X, and then we're gonna do this dot underscore top Y plus 20, 30. And this will be player dot let's say dot lives, and we'll see what we get out of that if we do player dot lives equals 3. Hang on. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, Karma Lightwing. You can absolutely ask for the schedule, but just make sure that you tell it where you are so you get it in your time zone. Lives is the wrong name. Health is better. Yeah, Brave Cobra. Health is a better name. Yeah, we'll rename to Health. Is Scott W coming to the show? Oh, Fuel Snable. I don't know yet. But yes, he is on the list of people that we want to get on the show. So let's say max health. See if we can do that. Get health. Turn this not health like that. We're gonna store it like this. Don't know whether that makes sense to do or not, and we're gonna say health to get the health value, which then we're gonna write maybe after that. Actually, maybe that makes more sense. Oh, I can never remember how they do this. What is it, like that? And then like a $? Like that? Is that how they do it? I think that's how they do it. We'll see if that fits. Wait, I didn't use this yet. Derp. Hang on. We include info, but I don't draw info yet. Let me go back to the wasteful game. So we included info up here, but we did not draw it. So we need an info. This dot underscore info equals new info. This dot underscore canvas. This dot underscore context. We'll have to look at those in a moment. Where did we draw? Draw background. Grid.draw. This dot underscore info dot draw. This dot underscore player. And Vex, welcome. Thanks for following. Much appreciated. The requested module does not provide... Oh, does not export info. Yep, I do need to say export class info. There we go. CTX is not defined because it is called this underscore context. So let's do this. Didn't need those anymore, so those are gone. This underscore context. There we go. So this dot underscore context that lives player health. Let's say health and 5 pixels over. Health is 3. There we go. Thank you, Quiet Challenger. Okay. So we now display the player's health. Let's make it so that when he picks up a taco, it increases his health. Adding info display. Another cool guy to talk to is Eric Sarbalis. Excuse me, the cool sign. Sounds good. Fuel Snable. Add him to the list. Hop over on our GitHub and make the suggestion. Create obstacles, draw a background, take the frame, clear the canvas, start the game. Do this. We need to make it so that the so we can, when we bump into the taco. So right now, that is the grid telling you whether or not you can hit something. So that means if I go to the grid, it is keeping track of all things. We ask the grid whether we can move somewhere. We say can move to on the player. Let's do this. At least I think that's where we do it. Oh, it's on the movable. Yee, that might not be what we want then. We might want to do this elsewhere. So here's what I'm thinking. We did this on here, but yeah, Brave Cobra, that's the idea, because some tacos are pizza flavored. And by pizza flavored tacos, I mean they're not tacos, they're pizza. If any of you weren't here in the beginning, I showed that we have some other cool stuff that I made little pixel art for. So we got little pizzas that we can find on here. That's actually where our little barrels came from. But we also have these, which are like little tires. So I made a couple of interesting sprites for the game, so we could have a little bit of extra little pixel art stuff. So nice little things. So that's where these came from, these little barrels. But I want to put tires in there as well. I need to do a little bit of work on that art still, but not bad. That is the depth of my pixeling ability, is this little guy and those little barrels and that guy. I don't have facing on these yet. I didn't make that much variation in the little guys, so we'll get there. We'll get there. So we put this stuff on movable, but I'm not sure that's what I want. Because I think what I want to do is have a direction of some kind. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to copy movable entity. I want to make direction. We're going to make direction, which I don't know if this needs to be a full object necessarily. Actually, I have no idea if there's reason to write it this way with properties or not. Don't know if that's going to provide me any benefit at all. I don't need the grid. And I want to set these values not based on this, but based on the word. So word, and the word is going to be left. And welcome, was that Ivy? I think that might have been Ivy. Thank you very much for following, greatly appreciated. Oh, and Snorlax, sorry, that was 2. Welcome to both of you, thanks for following, greatly appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the stream and are looking forward to watching some more with us. And for anyone that is in here and doesn't know, we have a Discord for chatting outside of the stream, and all the source code that I do here is out on GitHub. So you can find all of it there as well. Glad, Ivy. Okay, so here's what I want to do. If you wanted to go left, then this dot underscore x equals, what is this? This is going to be, a left is a -1. So we're going to start these values as 0 and 0, and then we're going to change them based on what parameter you passed in. So left, right is going to be an x plus 1. Up is going to be y minus 1. And down is going to be y plus 1. So when you call direction, you're going to get back essentially a, this is going to be an, why don't we call this an x change and a y change. So that's essentially what those are. Will Bennett is correct. The hydration, stay hydrated bot, does want me to make sure I drink enough fluids. I actually don't mind the stay hydrated bot. It's a little weird, but I do totally get the purpose of it, aside from, you know, hopping in channel and being strange like that. It's a good reminder that if you are streaming for a while, make sure you, you know, get a drink every once in a while. Don't forget to do that kind of stuff. So the mug he was talking about is this one. It's the DevChatter I'm Coding mug. It's got a little derpy dinosaur, but since he's green, and I'm in front of a green screen, kind of gets a little weird. Okay, so that's direction. And that is a directional change. So, at which point I want move to work a little differently. So, direction was there. Where did we call move? Move was public. And if we look at what's on the movable, we did can move to. So let's do this. So I'm going to get rid of what it was doing with its switch there and say if it can move to, let's get our direction object first. What called player move? Was that Wasteful that called it? Who called it? Move player in the direction. New direction. It's going to be the way the player is going to move. So in order to do that, I need to import direction from direction. It's right here, so we're going to create that based on the word. left, right, up, down. It's going to give us essentially an X and a Y change. And so then when I attempt to use that inside of player, I can say can move to this direction dot X change and Y plus direction dot Y change. So then I don't need to do those anymore. If it can move there, so there's nothing in that spot, then we're going to set X is going to plus equals dir.x change, and Y is going to plus equals the Y change. So essentially we're going to package up a change from where we are. And then we no longer need to have that movable thing that we were doing before because movement became so simple. So that'll be a lot nicer. The zombie is still using it, but I think we can get rid of it there also. So we'll simplify how the zombie moves with this as well. Let's make sure we can still move. The zombie's still going to use the other one. We may. Okay, good. Doesn't look like we made an issue, but let's try it. Derp. Nope. Okay. Can move to of undefined. All right. So in player.move, it didn't know what that was. Oh, we don't have a grid here. We didn't have the grid. We didn't save it. That's fine. We'll keep that. So let's try move right. Whoa! He's not moving. Uh-ohs! If I can move to that location, then do it. Let's find out why it thinks he can't move there. He's gonna die. If he can't move and the zombie can, he is in trouble. Maybe it's coming in as 0 zeros. I don't know. X. Yep. Direction. X is 1. Let's get a grid can move to. Hang on, let's try that again. One more attempt here. We're gonna move right, and we're gonna see what these values are. Sorry, that's really small down there, guys. I apologize about that, everyone. So our direction, it's got as 1 and 0, and we're saying can move to, which in the grid we should get into that. So let's step to this next point. Oh, we passed in nans for those. Why are those nans? Well, I'd say we found the problem, not a number. So wait, now we've passed in a number. This must be the zombie's time calling it. Yep, so the zombie call worked. How did I mess that up? let's do this. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pull these out because these are the same thing. So this will be new x. This will be new y. Whoops. Let new y. So y equals that, and then we'll just say equals new x, new y. So let's see if I mess that up in some way. We will try and catch the debugger on that. Okay. Full refresh. There we go. Let's take a look in the JavaScript. Hey, Sourceify, welcome. Player, move, toss a breakpoint in there. Let's see if this guy can move right. Come over here, we have those values. Let's step twice. Nan. This underscore x is undefined. Oh, the player doesn't know where he is. He was getting that from his movable. He doesn't even have it. No wonder. Yeah, that's why we're failing. Okay, got it. He doesn't have an x and a y. We put those on the movable entity. So he needs this dot underscore x equals 2. And this dot underscore y equals 2. There we go. Awesome. We're going to remove his movable. And instead of returning movable location, we will return. So we're going to get rid of movable entirely from this guy. X. We're going to say x as that value. And then we're going to say y as this dot underscore y. Okay, there we go. Exactly, Fuel Snable. Who needs a compiler that can check for these things? I'm sure you're not mentioning TypeScript. Definitely not what you're trying to convince me to do. Let's try this. Move right. Move down. Move right. Move right. Hey, that's funny. The zombie's getting caught on barrels now. So, Oliver Drunk, welcome. Hi. Okay, so we're going to do direction. I like this new approach, so we're going to get rid of that movable thing we were using, and we're going to replace it with this. So let's go back to the zombie as well. Come here, zombie. Come here, buddy. There you go. Player location. Now let's leave it alone for now. We'll let the zombie move the same way. We'll limit our amount of changes at once. Player movement by direction change. Okay, let's get him picking up a taco first. So now, if we go to the player, hang on, player. So we said move. So that's the new x and the new y. So that's the new coordinates we're trying to get to. We said if you can move there, that. Otherwise, so this means that he can't get there for some reason. So I kind of want to... Actually, let's just do an else for now. Instead of like an else if structure, we're going to do it this way. So this is in the else So this case is there was something in the spot. So we're going to say grid dot at location new x new y. Let we'll say target equal that. So this is the target. This is what we moved towards. So we moved towards something. We're going to ask the grid for that location. So let's go to the grid, which should be keeping track of this stuff. So let's make let's do get at location turn this dot underscore sprites Is it filter? Is that what I want to do? We're going to say sprite, fat arrow, curly braces. We're going to say return the one that is sprite dot location dot x oh actually it's not even a get, is it? It's just one of these. It's just at location x comma y, and we'll say and sprite location y equals y. So we want to return this. We want to extract this variable as not zombie location, but location. Good try. Nice guess there. Nice guess. So we're going to say sprite location, 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 location. There we go. Perfect. So I think that will do what we want it to do. That'll return us back a location. That'll get us our target. And I'm going to drop a debugger there so that we can find that. So we're going to see what we get when we try to walk into a thing. And hopefully we didn't make any errors along the way. Hey, we just hit a debugger, so that means we bumped into something, so it found it, said we bumped into it. What did it return as our target? Target should be something. Target's a taco! Hey, hey! It found the taco! Fantastic! Okay, cool. So now we need to figure out how to do something with it. So why don't we have the thing be hit by the player? So why don't we just say this? Target hit by player. This. So when the player hits the target, so when, yeah, target hit by player. this. So obstacles, when hit by player, nothing happens. Hit by player. Nothing happens. Which actually, we don't even need the player then, we don't even have to specify it, we'll call it without the parameters. It should still work, I think. Where's the taco? Taco, taco, where are you? There you are, I found you. When the taco is hit by the player, the taco disappears. This dot underscore grid dot remove sprite this. And then say player dot increase health. What's a taco worth? Two health? 1 health? 2 health? Taco's worth 1 health. Lowercase I, my C# was showing again. Alright, so we're going to go over here and we're going to say increase health number. Maybe it's amount. Amount. And we'll say this dot underscore health plus equals amount. Actually, why don't I do this instead? We're going to say health equals math.max min of plus amount, or this dot underscore max health. So if you exceed the maximum health, you just get it set to the maximum. So we're going to enforce essentially a ceiling of health on this by saying choose the lower of those two values, assign that equal to health every time you increase. And Scissor, welcome, thanks for following. Caesar, however it's pronounced. Let me know if I messed it up, and I will try to say it better next time, but welcome, thank you for following. Hopefully that means you're enjoying the stream. Okay, so a taco is going to increase your health by some amount. I should probably randomize its starting location right now, but it's very convenient to just start up and be able to go get it right away for our testing purposes. So I remove the sprite from the grid is the other step. So let's go back here. Where did we add sprite? There it is. So we're going to do remove sprite. Can I? Let's add one in. How do I pull a specific one out of the array nicely? There's got to be a good way to do that. Remove specific item from array JavaScript. Thank you, thing. Particular item from an array. Yep, there you go. We array index of and then splice it out. Yeah, we could do that. So that'd be this sprites, index of sprite. That's the index, and then we say sprite slice index 1. So we'll just splice it away like that. Should work. We're not exactly all that safe if we did two operations at the same time. I think we could get messed up if we try to add and remove at the same time. But I'm not super worried about that. Let me pull this up so we can see if we get any errors. Let's try and pick up that taco. Bonk. Hit by player is not a function. Did I not make taco hit by player? Hit by player, right there. That's a function on the taco. Why you lying to me? Why you lying to me, thing? Let's try that again. Move right. Move down. So we're in our debugger here. We're going to step over that. NSO 1995. Yes, we have considered using TypeScript here. Image, location, X, and Y. Hit by player. Yeah, exactly. We have considered it, but just haven't done it yet. And I know a lot of people that like TypeScript a lot, but I don't mind JavaScript that much either. So one of the ways in which so yeah, we might do TypeScript here on the stream. But what I was going to say is one of the things that TypeScript really added is that when TypeScript came along, JavaScript improved based on the changes that TypeScript made as well. So that is one of the other benefits. Okay, let's try that again. Bumps into this, targets a taco, and you're telling me apparently, Will. Apparently. Target dot hit by player. Location that gets me back the taco object, and then it won't let me call that. It's a public method on this thing. Uncaught in promise type error, not a function. Alright, Google, you're going to help me out here. I know that this, not there, but the rest of that, X is not a function. Oh, I got back a single object. That's why. Gets me back that, but that's not a single item, so I have to do this. I derped, that's me, sorry. At location should have been. I wonder how safe that is. Target is now a taco. Hey, he picked up the taco. Now can he move down? Health increased, yes! Okay, so it requires an action to pick up the taco, but he can pick it up. So, there we go. Allow picking up taco. Hooray! Charge him 99 cents. 99 cents? That is not what a taco costs anymore, man. Like, it's way more expensive than that. Look at that. Look, it's $1.19. That is crazy. Look at that. It's over $1. That's how much I should be charging this guy. No, I need to ask if he wants it, you know, as like a Doritos Locos taco, man. Doritos Locos taco. It's clearly what he wants. Okay, so let's make sure that we handle what happens when we bump into the zombie. Yay! Running into the zombie and dying. I mean running into the zombie and not dying. Okay, so here we go. Hit by player. So he will kill the zombie and get hurt. So I'm going to make it so when you hit a zombie, you kill the zombie. The Schrodinger's cat, I have no idea what's up. But we're doing a little bit of coding here. So we'll kill the zombie. Kill zombie. Get hurt in process. So if you bump into a zombie, you get hurt. Which maybe later on we're going to add in weapons, and by maybe I mean we're going to add in weapons. So if you have a weapon that helps you to defeat the zombie, you will probably kill him without getting hurt. And that'll probably be the difference. Roast the taco above the barrel. That's a good idea, Brave Cobra. We might do cooking of food at some point. So let's reset the game. Move right, without caps lock on. Move down. Move right. Move right. Move right. Move down. Move down. Move down. Move right. So now I'm going to run into the zombie. He's right next to me. And crash. Cannot remain. Oh, derp. Zombie didn't have it. I did all that work and zombie doesn't even have it. Gah! There is no grid on this. It didn't have access to the grid. Now it does. Derped. 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 Yeah, Brave Cobra, I was thinking about it. So we're now going to bump into him. Okay, so something went wrong, but we did kill him. The thing that went wrong is we didn't define what decrease health is yet. So on the player, we're going to add decrease health by an amount. So decrease health by an amount, and that is going to be health minus that. So we're going to say minus equals amount. To do check for death. Not gonna do that just yet, but you're right. Let's move the zombie starting point much closer. How about 7? Seven close enough? Hey, that's funny though, because he got caught behind barrels. I'm gonna refresh just so he's not caught behind barrels. So we're gonna do move right, move down, move down, move right, and we killed the zombie. So there we go. Zombie dead-ish. He's not totally dead. We didn't quite get rid of him. I think he's still invisible and chasing our player, probably. Maybe, I don't know. I don't remember, but who knows? We'll find out. So, let's see. Allow player to kill zombie. So, does Wasteful care about the zombie anymore? Wasteful. Zombie, right there. So it does right here, and that should be, we should be keeping track of actors, and it should remove itself. So maybe we'll do whether or not they're alive or dead or something like that. We do want to keep track of that. Brave Cub, I don't think we're going to do invisible zombies. That seems a little bit mean. But no, we're definitely... So we will absolutely have zombie dinosaurs chasing our character around. That will be a thing, don't you worry. And yes, this is a... for anyone that did not guess, that cannot identify this just on appearance, this is in fact a roguelike game that we're doing, so it's... You know, actions happen whenever you give a direction to the player, all the enemies move as well. So that's basically how this works. And we are going to be trying to essentially get him to the next level each time. So probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to surround the border of this level with something like, you know, tires and barrels and stuff like that, just various junk around the sides as like the obstacles that keep you within the bounds of it. And we're probably going to do things like entering buildings, going into sewers and other stuff like that. So this is a zombie apocalypse style scenario, and it's shaping up to be pretty fun. I am debating switching over to using a JavaScript game engine instead of just doing this with straight vanilla. If we go that route, I looked at the style of a few of them and how they work. I'm currently leaning towards Phaser, but we'll see which one we pick. So pay attention, and we will do some cool stuff with that. If you haven't yet, make sure you join our Discord. It's actually a chat application, think like Slack, but for gamers and Twitch streamers. And you can find a lot of stuff over there, so make sure you check that out. It really is worth joining. There's a lot of us over there. And also, you can find any of the code we're working on over on GitHub. So if you want to add anything to this game, feel free to head on over to GitHub, and you can actually send us some updates. for whatever it is you think we should have in there. So take a look on GitHub. Obviously, if you want to make any pull requests, anything like that, I recommend you join our Discord so you can talk with us about it. That way you don't put in a whole bunch of effort and we go, oh, that's not the direction we want to go. So we want to make it easy for you. And if you've never contributed to an open source project before, seriously, just ask us, talk with us about it, and we can help you to do that so that the process is easy and you do it successfully. So let us know. In addition, a couple of things I want to mention. I am going to be getting the videos sent over to YouTube. However, I do want to mention that all of our videos are archived. You can find all the old videos over on YouTube. So every time we do a stream, for a little while you can find it here in the video section on Twitch, but once that goes away, you can find it over on YouTube. So those are the two places to find all of our archives of all the videos we do here on the channel. I know there are probably a lot of people in here. Because it's toward, we've been streaming for some hours, so it's usually a lot more people at this point. Other things I want to mention. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can find me. I'm at Brandonius. And if you want to follow just the DevChatter content, you can follow DevChatter on Twitter as well. I linked that in the chat. So twitter.com/DevChatter, and there is an underscore on the end of that. While I own the domain name, the Twitch, and the YouTube, and everything else, the Twitter, someone had DevChatter underscore before I registered that one, which is kind of annoying. Because I think, because they're not even using it. I think it's just one of those like locked accounts where someone just basically said like, hey, we're just gonna like, grab every name that might exist. Other things I want to mention. I am going to be setting up my Learn to Code in C# stream again, so if you are a beginner coder or you're just new to C# and you want to learn more about C#, I am going to be adding new events to that, and I am coordinating with a non-programmer who I am going to bring onto the stream with us. He is a Twitch streamer, so used to the banter, discussion, things like that you really need in order to be able to talk with a chat. He's a really funny guy, pretty awesome, and we're going to teach him how to code live on the stream. We're probably going to do a dual stream, so he's going to be streaming on his channel that's usually a gaming stream, and we will be programming here. It is non-programmer completely, Will, so not just a non-C# programmer. Though I do want to do that series as well, where I take a non-C# programmer and we start teaching them C#. So I do want to do both of those, but that is what we're planning on doing for that. So we're going to start out there. You're betting against him? What do you mean, Will? You don't want him to successfully learn C#? I was just going to bring him on that we were going to do our Learn to Code stream where everybody can follow along, except you'll actually get to see him doing it. So we'll be talking about it and he'll be programming instead of me. So instead of me typing, he'll be typing. So should be good. If you are new, want to learn more, or you know someone that wants to learn C# and you don't want to teach them for whatever reason, then send them on by and make sure that you let them know about that event. So on that, you can actually subscribe to notifications of it. So derp, let me pull it onto the screen. You can actually get reminders just of our Learn to Code series. So if you want to learn to code, but you don't feel comfortable watching the rest of our streams, you can get reminders just of these. So link in the chat, and also you can find links to a lot of this stuff down below. Okay, awesome. So, just want to let everybody know that I am scheduling a bunch of new guests. I'm trying to get people lined up to be pair programmers with us and to talk with us about other stuff. If you want to know when our streams are going to be, go ahead and ask the bot, and it will tell you in your time zone, preferably. It'll mention what time zone it responds with, so if it ever messes up, doesn't know where you are or anything like that, it will tell you what time zone it's returning. So, for example, in my time zone, DevChatter streams on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 2, 2, 12, and 1 p.m. So all in the afternoon on my time, but in your time it might be in the evening, it could be in the morning, depending on where you are. Feel free to ask the bot. You can also check down below to find that information. If you are someone watching this on a video recording, welcome, hi. Congratulations on being in the future, and I hope everything is fantastic in the future. And that we're not in a zombie apocalypse like that. And by that I mean like the game. I was talking about the game. Anyway, hopefully you all have a fantastic day. I am going to wrap up here. As I said, make sure you join our Discord and Feel free to contribute over on GitHub. Happy coding, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hopefully you had a great Saturday. I think we made some interesting progress on the game, and it looks to be shaping up a little bit. We're getting some ideas for how we want to do this. And I really enjoyed talking with everybody. So have a good one. I'll see you all on Monday for an awesome stream. Thanks.